Hello everyone, and welcome to what is going to be another stream. I've just pushed recording as well for the offline version of this. Going to be another just got to make sure it's all coming through because I have no one else to check for me. It's just me. And it looks like it is being received, possibly. I just have to keep refreshing it a few times till eventually I see live viewer counts. I think I'm getting live viewer counts. I'm not too sure. Either way, I'll wait till people talk in chat, because that gives me a good indication of when people are actually watching. Because although I gave a little announcement, I don't have a schedule, so no one knows when to actually watch these things. So I'll just give people a few seconds to enjoy watching. I've managed to get what is the worst original Xbox controller. I've just noticed it's got a mysterious substance on the side of it. The worst original Xbox controller I think I've ever seen. It's by Game Experts. I've cleaned it up and it does seem to be working, which is probably, you know, something quite unique. So we're going to be trying to do a Fable any % run with this controller. It's also because, as you can tell by the overlay, we're not using the 360 because that crashed out. I'm going to attempt to use this controller, which, you know, should work. It just says X-box controller on the back of it. It's not exactly what I would call a high quality creation. Just gonna refresh chat, see if it's working. Maybe it is. I don't know if it's... Is it working? Should be live. I don't know if I'm having issues with Twitch. Nope, there we go. It is working now. I think I was just having a few issues with it. It said I was going live, and then I wasn't. There we go, people are actually watching. It's not an Xbox controller with PlayStation buttons, and thank you, Thalon22. I'm glad you love my videos. I'm just sorting things out a little bit so it's easier for me to see what's going on. But there we go. Right, it is, what I'll do is I'll throw up my Be Right Back screen, because I got a picture of it in the top right for you. There is a picture of how awful it looks. So you can see that up there in the top right. It is not comfortable to hold. It is not nice to use. It is genuinely abysmal. So I hope everyone's got a cup of tea ready. We're going to be just trying to play through the game, get used to what it's like on the Xbox again, because I've got plenty of stuff to talk about what I've actually got to use. So we'll go from there. I've actually taken my watch off to try and make it more comfortable to hold this controller, because I feel like my watch gets in the way of it. So, audio level should be set up. I should have a profile set up. I do. It's actually got the right time, because the Xbox has been on the internet. Yeah. The Xbox has been on the internet while I transferred it. Yeah, this is an original Xbox capture, which is why I've got the old school overlay. And let us launch the game. I will be upgrading the Xbox. Probably might be a video on the channel. I've got some much better equipment for it because the Xbox is very finicky over what it does. Here's Internet Time Sync, yeah. It's all soft modded so that I can actually install and play. And we're going to get ready to start the run in just a minute, which we will do in approximately, well, I have to push this. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And yeah, one of the issues I have with this setup is, you're going to witness it, the actual joysticks don't work properly. The buttons sometimes out, and just nothing really seems to work about it. It's just a really bad, cheap controller. But it's my only working original Xbox controller. Nothing else about it works. So... Unfortunately, up until I get an original Xbox controller, I think I'm getting one from Killer Mods, or Killer as he's known on the Discord, who should be able to help me out. And, yeah, it should hopefully make life a bit easier for us. Because currently it is damn near impossible to run this game with this controller, because I keep going off in the wrong directions. Whereas at least with the Xbox 360 controller, although it was ancient, I could actually see what I was doing. And I could actually push the thumbsticks in a direction and they would go this way. These joysticks are so broken that they're rotating, like in the sockets. So although I'm pushing them a direction, they just spin round and don't actually go anywhere. I can't read what that says, unfortunately. But we'll see. Right. Here we go. Right, let's try and get past the guards. Make a review of this controller. I might. The worst controller I own would be the video name. I wish I had a controller cam as well, but I also don't want to show anyone just how bad it is. It's not a good experience for anyone. Right, there we go. There is something wrong. I'm speedrunning this game with a controller. Look, I'm just rolling into a fence. Oh well. I should have an official controller arriving at some point. I'd like to get one of the Logitech wireless ones maybe at some point. I have, however, made a huge investment on the channel. This is a normal... This is another speedrun, yes. I should, hopefully, have some better capture equipment and stuff arriving. Which will be nice. It'll be nice to have some proper capture equipment arriving. I'm using the original Elgato, and the card I bought can apparently do lossless analog capture. So I've also got nicer output cables and all that for the original Xbox. I've got some shielded component cables, and that'll make my life easier. I see you, Merlin, and Red Panda talking in what I can't understand. I know it's Bosnian because you're both Bosnian, but still. I wish I could understand it. So can we please maybe try and put it in so everyone can understand it? No, not that there's an issue with it. It's just because I can't moderate it. I've got a like a proper industrial capture unit arriving with a it's got a heatsink on it and stuff like that. I might do a little review of it because it was expensive, but not as expensive as what some people actually pay for them. So there we go. But yeah, it's just trying to roll with a controller that's actually spinning. I can't choose a direction for it to go in because it just doesn't want to go in any real directions. I'm also quite tired as well, so we'll have to see how this goes. It's more just to test my stream setup to see how it handles original Xbox still. I got to sort out... Luckily, this setup didn't break when I went to set it up to record and stream with it. It's quite an old overlay. I mean, I haven't used it in months, and I've made plenty of videos since I used to do that, so we'll see how this all goes. That was a pretty good Beatles fight. Yeah, I wish Ringo Starr was on the stream, but he's not. There we go. Your English is not bad at all, man. I can understand everything you've said. This is a Ringo Starr simulator. I probably should have mentioned that earlier. I'm just moving my cups of tea around. It is nicer to have a bit more of a stable frame rate than the I'm rolling the wrong way. Than the see, I've tried and roll in a direction, and it doesn't work because the thumbsticks are just spinning on the spot and not actually going any specific direction. I am really trying. We'll see. This is fun. You know, maybe we can learn some new stuff. We could probably save some time just by actually doing the strats that I had before that everything crashed, because we were making really good time up until, you know, everything crashed. This is actually sponsored by the Meg Engine. This is confirmed. This stream is entirely sponsored by Meg Engine.
I'll hit you next time.
There we go. Yeah, 40 mins in and it crashed. Managed to get hit in the Whisper fight. That's not good. Ah, not going well. I swear I'm trying to go in a direct... I push buttons and they don't register. It's great. There we go. I wanted to talk. See, you push Y, and for some reason it registers A. It is one of the more broken aspects of this controller. I will not be recommending the game expert controller to anyone that wants to play original Xbox games. I'll be sending it to Meg as a little package for him. But because he wants to get into playing a lot of Xbox games. Which is good, you know, I like Xbox games. There we go. See, I'm trying to hit him. Oh lord, what happened there? Here we go. Here we go. There we go. With a sip of tea. Oh, that tea's hot. It's a nice cup of tea, but still, that tea is hot. Wish I had some biscuits to go with the tea, but I don't. Why did I... Oh, thank you, Maze, for spawning all the way over here. I will say the Xbox 360 did look slightly nicer than this version of the game. Not saying this version of the game looks bad at all. Never played Crimson Skies. Never played Crimson Skies. Ooh. It's one of those games I probably should play, but just haven't. Let the apprentices approach. ...
First, you must select Now notice your experience. There is little else for me to teach you.
This is on original. This is actually on the original console. We were doing this on. We were doing this on the Xbox 360's emulator for a bit, but unfortunately that crashed out on us yesterday. First time we got it to crash. First you must select exactly. But no, it kept crashing out on us, unfortunately. And I was on a really good run, and it crashed. I say it kept crashing, it's only crashed once, and we are, you know, glitching about in the game. Like, it's quite a lot for an emulator to deal with. Just one of those things. So this is with original hardware, which is not my best capture setup at all. I do think warm milk in a nice cup of coffee can be quite nice. Yeah, the Xbox One emulator unfortunately doesn't support Fable. It's a shame. There we go. We've got an apple pie. Strike down the wasps. Missed that. Ooh. The dithering. There we go. I know there is an adventure game from 1996 there. It's not often spoken about, but the Fable and Fable Lost Chapters are very good games. The Lost Chapters is the best way to play the game, but that's not to say this is a bad way to play the game at all. Ooh, Wasp Queen. Probably should have put that... Oh no, because I usually do that when we do Maze. That was my bad. We definitely did not have a split that high there. That was just... Usually I do it later on, and I was an idiot. I was wondering why it was still running. Doesn't matter. I mean, I probably should start splitting it there anyway. Just rolling. I'm perfecting my rolling with this controller. There we go. But yeah. I wouldn't say that time was accurate there. Because usually I do all this bit first. But really I probably should count it as part of the other split. Okay, now after this we want to roll over and sell our sword and stuff. So... Alright, so we want to sell both our weapons. Then we want to buy weapons, ranged weapons. No, oak crossbow, buy. There we go. And then we want to go back to the guild. There we go. You played TLC and running seems faster than rolling. It actually isn't. Running is actually a great deal slower because rolling is just quicker. It sounds ridiculous, but there is an actual significant time bonus to... I meant to take Quest and Boast there. That was my bad. Lost some time there because I'm an idiot. Oh well. It's because I'm blaming it on the controller. It's difficult to run any game with this controller. You can keep rolling in the wrong directions. That's what makes it good. Because you can roll and then rush. Which is the quickest way to, it's the quickest mode of transport in the game. Especially with Berserk rolling, which is something I'm meaning to get better at, but, something I'm not very good at. Oh. My will energy's low most of the time. There we go. I called it right then. Oh. There we go. What you're meant to do is take the quest and boast, so you spawn actually outside the guild. But I'm an idiot and didn't have a controller on me. Well, no, I do have a controller. I just have a really bad controller, which I can blame everything that goes wrong on. Admittedly, the controller is really putting up a fight. It does not want to be used to control any games. Can the Guildmaster stop Skype calling you? I don't know. I think you have to take that up with Microsoft. You actually have to have them blocked because they legally own the rights. It does seem to be one of the Guildmaster's top 10 mental moments. Right, let's do this. See, with this bow, if anyone didn't see yesterday, it makes a huge difference. As you just saw there. And then we just target one of the guards. And we can get experience from hard targeting the guards. Which sounds really bad, but, you know, they don't mind. They don't last very long anyway. Oh, unless that happens. We should be alright there. That guy just standing around. Oh, poor bandits. Didn't even see I was targeted on that guy there. There we go.
So, go on.
Nope.
Try to hit me with a flourish. So you can.
There we go.
I'm still.
How has she managed to go over here?
Damn.
There we go. Well, then I challenge you to beat my time at the game, then. Oh.
You have reached unsung status. guild.
Now comes our favourite part of the game. We like this part of the game. Sorry, Merlin.
Quest card guild for you.
It's the controller. It's the controller, Merlin. It's the controller. You seen what I'm using? It's the controller. It's really bad. It's not easy, man.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
Here we go. There we go. I am a scam. Clearly. You know, there should be a controller cam. How can you believe that this time I'm using the worst controller ever? You'll get to see it again when we're at the prison segment. I'll put up the break screen and you guys will get to see the controller picture again of what we're actually using.
Some bandits have set up a toll in this region. Be careful.
Trying to push a button on the D-pad. There we go. I kept trying to push a button on the D-pad, but the D-pad's not there. It's really difficult. Whenever you try and do anything with this controller, it really does end up messing you over. It's not exactly what I'd call a good situation at all.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
There we go. Sorry, I just had to have a conversation with someone. Which, meant that I had to mute my mic, and I wasn't really paying too much attention. I don't know when Bosnian Builds Official will become a thing. Hopefully soon. You have to ask Merlin. Merlin runs Bosnian Builds Official, of course. Right, now we need to get Magic Power 2, Physical Spells, Berserk, Assassin Rush 2, and then of course Surround Spells. Nope, I can't afford Assassin Rush 2. Yep, I did not do well enough there. Surround Spells, Summon, and then we'll put the rest into
Speed makes you quicker in both ranged and melee combat.
Speed, and then Physique.
allows you to do more.
that was not what I would call good there, but most of this is going to be Aeon's clip anyway, so not too fussed. Also, managed to get stuck into the floor there. Thank you, game. You really do want to be speedrun today, don't you? Not Resurrection Files. I'll buy those. There we go. The game is always good when you get stuck in the floor. Oh, always goes well. Sums up me trying to play this game, honestly. Here we go. I hope you're ready. This is going to be so difficult with this controller. Alright, you ready? Okay, let's try and get a nice line up here. See, I don't have much control over the camera because the dead zone on this controller is really high. So, I just have to try and hope I can line things up. Alright.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
Nope, that didn't work. Ah. Let's try and line this up again. I think this is going to be really difficult with this controller. I tried it once, but I was doing TLC, which is easier. And that was earlier. Alright. Oh. Come on. Come on, game. Be nice to me.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
The game does not want to be speedrun today. If it goes on much longer, we'll have to actually reset the run. Which I hate to say, but unfortunately. Aeons is not going well for me, and hasn't been for... It seems to be every time I try and do it on stream, it never works. It always works whenever I try and do it off stream. Come on.
Hero, your will energy is
Come on, get... I think we might actually have to reset our run. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything with this because it is just messed up. Maybe it's the controller. I mean, I can blame it on the controller. But any time save we would have had from Orchard Farm has been completely voided. Oh. Maybe not. Maybe not.
See him? Leads the way! In Darkwood, you will find the Chapel of Scorn. Please the deities there, and they will let evil into your soul.
Thank you, Hero. I'm very grateful. I'm right behind you.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that? Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
To camp! We're here in one piece! Feel free to leave us for a while.
I think my mic... Does my mic not been working? Because I swear for the longest time I've been talking, and it just hasn't been working. I'm really sorry about that. That must have been a bug with OBS there. It must have stopped working for a little bit. I'm really sorry. Sorry. I just noticed people were saying that the... and he's already started moving. My apologies. Yeah, OBS bugged out there, and for some reason it decided that it didn't want to work. Which seems to be the summary of me trying to run every game. But as I was saying, yeah, the thumbsticks are rotating in, like, the indents. So, whenever I go a direction, it has to decide if it wants to go that direction in advance. Which usually it doesn't want to do. It's also, I can't touch the D-pad with one hand. Yeah, you're actually gonna get some peace and quiet for a little bit. But yeah, it did not go well, I wouldn't say. There we go. So I would use Berserk again, but I don't have the, I'm having to think ahead over what I can use and what I can't use. And right now I can't use any of this stuff. There we go. He should be following me there. I think he'll be following me from there. Should be. I wish I could say. Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, nothing is very much working. It's more of just a bit of fun, you know, see if we can get through the entire game on this abomination of a controller. Yep, I just seem to get caught on every item. It's just going to be one of those runs. I've got a proper controller arriving at some point. Not a bad run. It's not going to be a good run with this controller, I don't think. Because a lot of my time save I lost because I can't do things with this controller, and it's only going to get worse as things go on. I did, however, get a good summon transfer, which was pretty good.
Check the guild for more quests.
I'm actually doing it. I think my hands are cramping up as I play. I wanted to have a controller cam, but I wasn't going to the effort just to set up like a little screen just to show how bad it was. I unfortunately wasn't going to do that. The controller actively fights against you when you're trying to run. It's great. Really makes you feel like you're really makes you feel like you're speedrunning Fable. Oh yeah, the clips are fun because I don't actually know what the controller's going to do. Oh, come on. That's like perfect clip location, game. Be nice to me. Come on, be nice. Come on. No, I didn't actually push that on the controller. It just did that by itself. That's just... There we go. That's just things the controller wants you to do that, you know, you might not want to do, but the controller wants you to do, so therefore you're going to be doing it anyway. The split time on this segment of the game, though, is from a run that crashed, so as long as I can stay near the time up until the game crashed, I'm still saving time, because it was actually a really good run up until the game decided it wanted to crash, which is a shame. Oh well. We'll see. See if I can get through this with this abomination of a controller, the Game Expert X-Box controller. You know, it'll be interesting. There we go. Sip of tea, I think, to relax myself. Game Expert, the game... I can't read what it says, it's so scuffed. The Game Spurt, I think it says. I was trying to read it, but I don't really want to read it. It's part of the problem.
Hero, your will energy is low.
Sometimes you push Y, sometimes he rolls, sometimes he blocks. He's never too sure. Why did I go... I didn't push that. I didn't go to Barrowfields. I'm reading the text on the controller. I genuinely didn't go to Barrowfields there. That was entirely the controller. It kept going down. It kept going down. And I'd already gone up and pushed A. But it decided, yeah, nah, mate. Not doing that. We're doing something else. The Games Expert, Game Spurt, controller, majig thing. Oh, I'm really not set up for this.
You gonna talk to me or not?
Hero, your will energy.
I know.
I'm the only one who can open the gates.
There we go. I am actually bad at the game. I'm not. Yeah, I'm bad at the game. You got me. I actually wouldn't lie about that. Oh, see, I just you push a controller to try and aim, And he's already walking away. Because I'm not even going to attempt the clip up here. I just keep getting stuck on things because I can't get anywhere. Oh, there we go. Now, Merlin does unironically hate me with a burning passion. Oh well, we'll see where this controller goes. It doesn't register inputs. It doesn't work. I tell it to go a direction, it doesn't. Nothing works. Alright, come on, let's see. Maybe we can... Right, go on. Put that weapon away. Let's...
I said clear off.
Come on.
I said clear
We should be able... I don't know why that worked. That shouldn't have worked, but I've never done that before. I've never walked in through half the fence before, but apparently the game's more than happy to let you do that. It's fine with that.
Stand back, lads. Twin Blade wants a word with this little hero.
Hero, your will energy is low.
There we go. No, this isn't an OG Xbox emulator. This is unironically real Xbox hardware. Hence why I'm using a real Xbox controller from 2002. It says HS2310B. I wish I could tell you what it means.
You have reached recognized
There we go.
status.
Alright, let's go to the Heroes Guild.
That's
Oh.
victory, hero.
It wasn't. Nothing about this is going to be impressive with the game expert. Nothing about this is ever going to be impressive. Or did you want to go somewhere, mate? No, you're gonna mess... Like, just...
You've received a new quest card.
Not replying to any quest cards. It's all luck. I'm just hoping that a lot of the time I can roll into things and they'll sort of push me in the right direction. But, yeah, it's not working.
You've received a new quest card.
There we go. Oh, there's actually a bit of tape on this controller I've never seen before. There's electrical tape, an unnamed substance. This came free with an Xbox I bought at the boot fair that would go on to feature on a video. There's a reason why I didn't use it in the video, because it's terrible. But my official controller's not working, so
That is supposed to give signal.
instead we have this.
Be warned. Some gods can be fickle.
Oh, that was alright. That wasn't too bad. That was alright. I'm not annoyed with that. That was semi-decent, do you know what I mean? Alright, let's see. I never have any issues with this clip usually. This is the first controller I've ever used that has caused me unironic issues with this clip. Okay, we go in this corner, we line up here, and then we just spawn clip.
Hero, your will energy is low.
This controller, I'm telling you. That should work. Oh. Unless, of course, you're me trying to speedrun this game with the worst controller of all time.
Energy is low. What's that?
Right. There we go. There we go. I can't even walk into the cavern properly. Oh well.
So,
Oh well.
Sir, the archaeologist is alive.
I don't know if the archaeologist is alive. I don't know if I'm alive anymore.
You should return to the
There we go.
There's an important quest card waiting for you. It seems Not Whole Glade is in some...
I can't wait to get a real controller. I lost out on an auction for some more today just because I fell asleep. Like I saw them. The controller does have black and white top buttons. I wouldn't say that makes it good. Like, have you seen the start and back buttons? It's not... Where the turbo button is, which I'm not using, is where the, You see, he just stands still. I swear the controller can't deal with multiple inputs at once, so he just stands still. Oh. Controller grumpy.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
Oh, here we go. I think the Logitech controller is considered one of the best ones. Either that or if you mod the console and have a 360 with wireless inputs. Pretty sure those are the ones that people often go on about.
This is the village of Not Whole Glade. It's under attack by Balverines.
Come on.
So it's gates. To the guild and take a quest to help them.
Is that joystick chewed off a bit? Looks it. I think something's been at it. Those, yeah, I might actually ask Killer if how much you cost to do an OG 360. Because I don't think it costs too much. Right, let me just do skills, magic. Right, will, attack spells, multi-strike, buy, magical power, buy. Assassin Rush 2 by...
Accuracy allows you to call.
That'll do for upgrades. And then I want to go to... Not Whole Glade. Right. We were making really good time on my Xbox run. I did. The 360 run. I'll just move the mouse off of the screen. Because I know I'll be capturing for everyone. Oh. There he is. Ah, I can't see it. Ah. I keep trying to control... I'm fighting against the controller. No! I didn't push Y! I got very lucky with that. That actually wasn't an input I did.
Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food? Your health is critical.
I started rolling long before it happened. I'm trying so hard with this just terrible controller. It just doesn't want to work. Oh. Oh. There we go.
Your health is critical. Your health is low.
And that's where the hero of Oakvale engaged in fisticuffs. There we go. Getting there. We're getting there, lads. Ignore me getting stuck on everything.
Your health is low. Do you have any potions
There we go.
or food?
Isn't using light? I wouldn't know. I need to refine, not hold glade. My not hold glade's terrible. I've mostly just been refining the early stages and then improving as I go on. And currently I've refined up to about here. And then the rest of my run is abysmal. I'm also playing with a controller that's giving me arthritis. So there's also that aspect to this as well. There's not exactly much about this which is going well. I wish I could say there was a lot going well about it. No, crash this. That's because this is on an original Xbox. Yeah, at least this version doesn't crash on me.
Hero, your will energy is low. What's that?
No! I keep pushing buttons! And they never do anything. Oh. I'm not looking forward to Arena with this controller.
Your health is critical. Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food?
Nice. Nice game. Nice. Keep trying to move. Kept trying to move and use the guild seal. And it just wasn't accepting inputs.
Your health is critical.
Oh, this is broken. So, broken. Horribly broken. But I keep trying. A lot. Oh well. It's one of those things. The game. There we go.
You have reached familiar status.
There we go. I'm trying, I promise. Just don't have the best controller ever for it. Oh well, it's a bit of fun, you know, I can always do with learning a few things. You know, it's just practice at the end of the day, isn't it? Right, will, surround spells, force push, bump, physical spells, berserk 2, bump, bump. I'll actually buy some health while I'm here. Not that useful, but just useful enough to actually... And there you go. You try using the guild seal and it stops midway through it. Where's not hold glade? See, I keep going down. I go down, it goes back up again. Oh well, this is possibly the unluckiest way, or worst way, to play the game. Why am I making myself do this? I don't have to be doing this. I could be doing something much more interesting with my Monday night. I could be benchmarking a new graphics card or something, but no. Here I am doing this. Oh well. There we go. Right, we'll get to the arena and we'll win the game or something like that. I'm not looking forward to any other part of this game at all. Just casually zooming into a tree.
Hero, your will
Yep.
energy is low. What's that?
It feels like I'm playing with a delay. Like, it genuinely feels like you push a button and the controller doesn't register it. There we go. There we go. I can't remember what my time was for the White Baltherine before, but I'd imagine it was probably around that time there. Every second counts. No, everyone else, it can talk English, they're just talking Bosnian because they want to. So, Merlin Red Panda, could I ask you to try and keep the chat relatively understandable for everyone else, please?
Welcome to the Hall of Heroes.
There we go. Right, let me just buy
I'm pleased to serve you.
some potions.
No wonder you've been nominated for the arena. We did the
Al, I'm about to horribly try and get you to move. Come on, Al. Do this for me. Come on. No, he doesn't even move forward with this control stick pushed down. He only wants to move side to side. That wasn't me stuck in the wall. That was genuinely... Controller, please. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, Al. I need you to go a little bit further than that for me, buddy. Not that I'm in the best state to make you move at all. Given that... Al, come on. Al, please. Al. 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 Ow, ow. Ow, ow. Ow. Come. I didn't... Oh. Oh. Poor Al.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, I give you Chicken Chaser 3, 2, 1, go!
Here we go. Oh, is he not...
Hero, your will energy is low.
I don't know how I managed to mess that up.
3, 2, 1, go! 3,
Oh.
1, go!
It feels like I don't swing fast enough because it's not picking up my inputs.
Hero, your will energy is low.
Next round will be worth 500 gold. He may be new to the arena. 3, 2, 1, go!
There we go. Good night, man. Take it easy. Come on. This is, actually proving to be really, really difficult because I can't push any buttons. And I know it will stop picking up inputs. Getting there.
Hero, you go.
Just taking it as simply as I can. Yeah, I've got to practice Arena a lot. This doesn't help that I've also got a really terrible controller for it. That would have gone alright if Whisper hadn't got in the way. See, I was pushing to get the will potion there. Just wasn't happening. Oh, this is actually really trying my patience with this controller. I'm trying. I'm trying. As best as I can. I'm trying. I just want to get behind one of them. Leave Whisper fighting the other. So I can just, you know, chop away at their health. Like that. And I can just zoom behind them. Make it a bit easier. It's going alright considering everything. Oh, congratulations on your install. I was spamming A just to get past that part. Gradually. We'll get through this. Gradually we will. It's just going to be one of those things where it's going to require a lot of concentration and a lot of patience. Come on. There we go. Oh, she knocked it down before I did. I'm glad your Passat drives well. I think it's a really nice looking car. I like the Passat B3. I like a lot of 90s Volkswagens. They're sort of the ugly duckling Volkswagens, but I think they've got a bit of charm to them now. You know, they're kind of retro. 90s retro. Which I think a lot of people were, like, respecting now. Come on, controller. There we go. That went all right. I mean, the controller is still playing up a lot. Come on. Ah! See, just try and do something. It pains me. That went okay. But it feels like I'm having to wrestle. Reupholster the seats. How much will that cost to reupholster the seats? Because really, my Astra could do with a new bit of reupholstery. Just concentrating on this bit a little bit. That went pretty well. Not complaining with that at all.
A cool 3,000 more gold for that.
There we go. Yeah, reupholstering seats, the Astra could do with a new driver's seat. Really, I'd look at getting GSI leather interior in it, but it'd probably be a bit costly for me. Don't like that those actually have knockback. There we go, that went alright. Oh, fair enough. Say, reupholstery is a good industry to be in. There we go. We got the Rocktolls and Araganox now. There we go. One dealt with. Oh. And no idea what happened there. And there we go. We let him do that. There we go. That was not a good rock troll fight. But the controller was putting up a fight and managed to push the Y button without me doing anything. It seems to have a tendency to push Y. You see? That's just me holding down the trigger. Maybe just give the controller a whack. Seems to have stopped pushing the Y button for me. Oh, this is not good. We got the so-called Araganox going on at least. Just to make everyone's day a little bit brighter. Some would say it's cruel to do that. I don't think it is. Just immediately go back under the ground again. I didn't get a single hit off. Oh, that is annoying. What happened there? Oh. And now he goes back under the ground again. So we're just wasting loads of time while he goes up and down the ground. I just can't hit in any direction because it just... Oh. Come on.
Your health is critical.
There we go.
Your health is low. You have any potions or food?
The arena bag.
There we go. That didn't go too badly. That works. I can't even roll in the right direction. That went decent enough. Arena.
Dear lady, it was mere luck. He's nothing but a...
I'm nothing but a... Oh no.
That was unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like it.
And your face, Bowerstone. Our boy's the arena champion.
Barrow Fields.
Good for you.
Let's go Barrow Fields. This has not been a very good run. However, you know, could be worse. Could be worse. That's ultimately all I have to say about this run. I mean, the controller could have stopped working. That would have been worse. It's just my official one doesn't work at all, so we're going to have to rely on this one just up until I get another one. We'll see. Heroes Guild.
Check the guild for more quests.
Could have crashed, that's true. But at least on the other console where it does crash, at least we have a chance of, you know, playing the game properly without the controller, you know, shafting us. Don't want that. I need to go over here. Right, we want will, we want physical spells, we want berserk. I think berserk, no, don't want berserk that high. I need Assassin Rush 3. I want multi-arrow. Don't know how much multi-arrow. I think multi-arrow 4 would be good. And I also want high multi-strike. That'll do for now. Then put the rest. Put a load more into physique, and that should carry us through. You can just hear my frustration as I'm trying to fight against the controller. Just fighting with it to keep it working. Maybe give it a few more thwacks. See if that'll make it work. Oh, yeah.
Good for you. Remember.
Right.
Oh, hello there.
There we go. We'll get there, lads. At some point, we'll get there.
Obey the law. Pleased to serve you.
Buy items, other fishing rod, buy potions, all. Also want to buy weapons, ranged weapons. I want to buy a master longbow from you, mate.
The archaeologist is leaving prison.
Now he's here.
There we go. We could probably get rescue archaeologist done that quick. Stay on par, maybe. Depends on navigation at the end of the quest, but that's ultimately going to go pretty piss poor given the controller. Got about 30 potions. 30 potions might be enough to carry us through later on in the game. Where's the oil leak on the Passat, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm right behind
The summoner has erected a barrier. You will need to kill him to dispel it.
Well,
The barrier is down. Hurry through to save the archaeologist.
that went well. Ish. Enough. Went better than I've had some of them go. I think no matter what, it doesn't matter how bad we do, because we are using a really bad controller. No.
I hope we live through this.
I didn't want to do that.
Let's get them.
I didn't do that, and I'm stuck. Ugh. Just my frustration is building. It's just gradually my frustration is building up with this controller. The controller I'm using, you'll see in a minute. I've taken a picture of it. It's the Game Expert. The tank that holds the oil is called an there's the sump, which is on the underneath of the engine bay. So it could be either the sump or the intercooler, which is where the turbo oil goes. I didn't push Y there. Just want to make that clear.
You saved me.
Just want to make that clear. I did not push Y there. That was the game doing it by itself, deciding that I need that. I don't want to use summon, but the game keeps deciding it wants to use summon. Or not the game, sorry, the controller keeps deciding that it's going to use summon. I'm trying to assassin rush. X is playing up now. Under the engine, that'd be the oil sump. Is it just got a slight leak from the oil sump then? Or like where the seals on the sump are, or is it actually just something to do with like the drain plug? Let's go straight up out here having a great time. Not a big leak, just a couple of drops. Oh, okay, okay. That's fair enough then. I think ultimately, if I get a good controller, you know, I think maybe we could be in for maybe a decent run of this game at some point soon. Just trying to control this is just really not nice.
Oh, hello.
Good guild business is it then, hey?
Oh, look, the undead are rising again.
There we go. Let's get a better time than Clean. I don't think I'll be able to do that. Clean is very good at running the game. He has a guide for strats. So if anyone wants to run the game, Clean's got a very good like guide out there. I really hope we don't get some sort of spam here. So the Gravekeeper is the best part of the game. The Gravekeeper. That snap. That was part of me dying inside right there. And this is the easy version of the game. I think it might have been the controller, not me. I think the controller did it one too many times because I don't think I pushed it there.
Ah, my old.
He's on about his cart just being surrounded by, you know, the undead. That's how you know the Gravekeeper's a Chad. You know, he's surrounded by the undead. Does he care? No, he's on about his old cart. Because that's where it's at. There we go. That didn't go too badly. That went pretty decent. Got that nicely. Ah, come on! Game! Controller, please. No, the controller's just decided it doesn't want to work. There we go. The Gravekeeper does know what's up. Like, you know, he cares about what matters, you know, like... You need a cart to be repaired. I'd go to the Gravekeeper because I know that he cares about his cart. Well, I mean, he doesn't care about his cart, but that's just because of how good he is at repairing it. Nice. I got hit by the undead. He's just clapping. There we go.
Your health is critical.
Couldn't care that my health is critical. No, Gravekeeper. Stay safe.
Is low. You have any potions or food?
Any percent Gravekeeper right to the end there. Coming up for a toilet break in a second, lads.
New quest card.
Come on. We'll get a toilet break in a minute or so. Because, prison escape. And then you'll be able to see a picture of the controller I'm using. And then you'll understand why I'm complaining so much.
Check the guild for more quests.
Thank you, game. Thank you, controller. Thank you for being the dynamic duo I need in this trying time. Here we go. Ah, yes. I am stuck. Oh, yes. This is really, really difficult with this controller. Like, I wish I could describe what makes it so difficult, but you just witnessed it there. I was trying to assassin rush, and it just pushed Y. That wasn't me. That wasn't me at all there. That was just the controller deciding, you know what, we're going to push Y. It's correct because I've been spamming the Y button for so long, but still. Getting there, getting there. We're approaching toilet break time for anyone wondering. If you want to go make a cup of tea without missing any action, it's coming up soon. So, thank you, game. Thank you, controller. Which is all I've been saying this entire stream. Yep, just, come on. Let me choose a direction on the thumbstick. The thumbstick doesn't actually have a set direction. You can tell it to go one way, and it'll be like, yeah, nah. Going the other way. I have to mentally prepare myself to select Berserk, because I'm always aware that it might try and push Y. Very trying. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? That went alright there. But it just seems to be the controller decides when and where it wants to work, and the vast majority of the time it doesn't want to. But approaching time for a tea break. Alright, you're about to see the controller in the top right-hand screen while I put up the Be Right Back screen, while we just sit through this cutscene. And I'll be back in a minute, a minute or two. Right, I'm back.
And we like you.
I'm back. I hope everyone enjoyed the controller. I think everyone understands why.
Sounds fun.
Oh, I'm glad you like the commentary. I'm very bad at speedrunning, so I try to make up for my awful gameplay by talking a lot. So that's why we've had a cup of tea. I've just got a new cup of tea. And I'm back. I've got my tea break calculated perfectly. I know just how much water I can boil to get away with, you know, prison. I can't even roll properly with this controller. I think this should... Can this be its own percent? Can I have a world record in saying, you know, Fable Xbox crappy controller knockoff run? Please? And I'd appreciate it if I could have that. Just so I could have the world record in something. Fable any percent crappy controller. What if I play the game with a steering wheel? I might try that, actually. I might try Fable any percent with a steering wheel. I'd need to set up a webcam so people would believe it. But I could see if we could do a Fable any percent with a steering wheel. But I'd demand my own category for it. I can't even roll properly anymore. The game really knows what's up. Welcome.
The cautionary song of the jailbird. Behold, the ball, the spirited sparrow. As it doth fly
I didn't mean to do that there. That was the controller not paying attention to what I'm pushing. I think a steering wheel would actually control better. Just one of those things. This is why I've been reluctant to do anything on the original Xbox, because this is the only controller I have. Oh, well, we'll see. Honestly, we had a really good orchard farm, considering the controller, and a really good wasp queen, considering all that. You know, childhood was pretty rough, still a good time, but yeah. I think there's a lot of room for improvement still, everyone. I think with a real controller, we can actually get down a position on the leaderboard. I don't know if this will be the run to do it. Maybe. I mean, it'd be nice. Also, anyone that's watching, I hope you like my stream overlay I make, or the one I've made. I really like this. I've got this one for the OG Xbox, and then the 360 one with the Windows XP theme. I'd make a Windows 7 or 10 one for the Xbox One if I ever stream it, but I doubt I ever will. I'd have one, but yeah. Sounds fun. Let him hear it. What a guy. What a guy. Right. Here we go. 2, 1. There we go. Here we go. Up here. There's a shortcut you can take here, but I don't know where it is, because I haven't learnt this part of the run yet. I say I haven't learnt it. I've watched a run, and I was paying attention to like a few of the strats, and that's how I've sort of learnt this. And stuff. Yeah, my Windows, my one for the Xbox 360, unironically, is the Windows XP theme. This is more Windows 2000 style, because the age of the console determines what I've got it set up as. I can't roll at all with this controller. Come on. Roll. You again. Grey is the prettiest colour.
Oh, gray is the prettiest color. For it's in her name, her eyes. For it's in her name, her eyes, and her soul.
There we go. That went alright there. I don't think I usually spawn that far forward. I think I might have... I don't know what I did there. I don't know what I did, but it looked like it worked alright. Right, we'll go up here, go over here. There we go. Just blows the whistle after we've gone past him, as usual. What a guy. What I am going to equip right now is the Better Master Longbow. Can I get... There we go. I think the animation at Q there actually helped me. Ah, yes, the shrill bell. Usually I'm in the building by the time that started, so I know I did that slower. We'll see. Oh, yeah. I should probably look at doing that somehow. I'd probably have to set up some sort of capture window, or maybe I can integrate it with, like, Streamlabs or something. Probably Streamlabs or some way like that would work best. Come on. But currently, this is entirely captured in the strange way that I've set it up. I can't go forward with this controller. It seems to be that forward with the joystick is always slightly offset. Which makes this a pain in the ass because he always ends up clipping into things you don't want him to. I know it pushed Y again there. I saw it push Y. Yep, did again.
Your health is critical. Your health is low. Do you have any potions?
No, I don't have any potions or food. He says as this time in his run he actually did pick up an apple pie. There we go. Maybe we can do this part quick. I don't know. Maybe. Why is that not... Nothing is working for me. The controller is really fighting back. Top 10 times that there might be life in her still. Come on, game. Ah, I can't even hit him because... This is not going well. The barriers are connected to this thing, she says. It's in my top 10 mental Fable moments when the barriers were connected to this thing. Come on, game. It doesn't even seem to be registering the X button anymore, hence why I'm firing them so early. There we go, that didn't go too badly. Come on, let me push Y. I don't think that went too badly. Come on.
Welcome.
Guild Steel's been reactivated, I know. And the hero is, yeah, just bits of him are falling off or whatever thanks to this controller. Just nothing about it's working properly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not exactly what I'd call the best experience in the world. I didn't want to go there. I meant to go to, Barrow Fields.
Check the guild for more.
Well, that messed up any time I saved. Oh well, it's just one of those things. A terrible run, paired with the fact that I'm absolutely abysmal at this game.
You've received a new quest card.
Oh well, Fable awful control at any percent, but you have to send the control to each runner. I feel more than welcome to. I feel like before I had this control, it must be known by about 10 different people. It has unnamed stuff over it. If anyone wants this controller, feel free. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Hook Coast. Hook Coast also includes my fight with Jack, so not Jack Mays.
You need to get to the Callis Gate in the middle of Darkwood. The gate will only open when its hunger for undead souls is sated.
No, come on. I think I'm about to give up. Just everything about this controller is just going against me.
Your help is critical.
There we go.
Your health is low. Do you have any potions?
Fable awful controller any percent is going to be the category of the year, I'm telling you. Everyone will be wanting their hands on this controller. They'll be like, wow, this guy, how did he do it? And I'll be like, oh, don't worry. I don't know how I did it. Not decently, anyway. Oh, stuck behind bits now. Heroes Guild. Sip of tea. Angrily sips tea because of this controller. I don't think I ever expected to get close to the time I had currently, even with this controller, because there's no time save in existence that can make up for how awful this control.
Something isn't right here.
Awful this controller is. Can't even change direction because it doesn't want to go in a set direction.
I have a quest card from your mother. Quickly, come to the map room and speak to me.
I'm just not even trying to do diagonal angle. Breathing intensifies as I can't move in one straight direction.
This is terrible. I subject. You've received a new
Come on.
quest card.
Oh. Oh. The anger and frustration just gradually growing. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Just relax. Not going well.
We've got to get out of here. It's after us.
He just rolls to the side all the time. Even when I shouldn't be. Yeah. The amount of times I always had, like, some... Ah, yeah. Who needs, Assassin Rush when you could just... Come on. The rage. The rage is growing. My anger at the controller.
That's right.
Have I run out of will potions as well because I'm an idiot? I think I have. Well, this run's broken. Sorry, everyone. I'm an idiot that's run out of will potions. Yep. Oh, well. That's broken. I have messed this up dramatically. Too busy getting angry at the controller, not enough time thinking about what I may or may not need. Oh well.
Hero, I must see you at the guild.
Well, this run is completely over. Apologies. Should have bought more at the Heroes Guild. Was going to. Didn't, because I didn't want to navigate the menus with this controller. And, I've messed it all up. So, apologies.
You've received a new quest card.
Maybe we can just about get through this. I don't think that'll be enough to, Oh yeah, that's great view right there. That is the thumbnail right there. Why have I just got a zoomed in? I think I caused the game to bug out a little bit there. This is possibly the most frustrating run I've ever done. Genuinely, the most frustrating run I've ever done. That loading shot is the best thing to come out of this stream. Alright. Really concentrating here because I'm just trying to think maybe I can bring it back somehow from the brink. But I don't think that's going to be happening, unfortunately, given given the situation we're in. Maybe we can bring back a little bit of time. Can't even roll properly. Can't even roll properly. Yep, now we gotta go.
Jack has made it to the Gibbet Hill focus site. He must be stopped.
Just going to breathe. Just going to breathe. Times like this, all you can do is think about why you don't have an official controller. At least I got a good thumbnail shot, that's about all I can say. Maybe we can match this time here.
Jack's done it. He's activated them all. You must get to the Chamber of Fate in the guild. You've received a new quest card.
At least I can say I'm the only person that's ever speedrun Fable with a game expert controller. Game expert. For when you really hate gaming. That's its new name. Come on, load.
Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food?
Why?
Your health is critical.
Yeah. I don't know why it used a 2 potions there. Crush it later with the steering wheel. That would be my goal. Okay. Ah! Come on. Come on.
Your health is low. Do you have any potions or food? Your health is critical.
Come on.
Your health is low. Do you have any...
There we go. We didn't we unfortunately did not beat my time.
The hero's triumph.
All in all, bit disappointed there, lads. It was close, but I just couldn't do the jack fight. I just couldn't do the jack fight with that controller at all. It just, you push buttons and it doesn't respond. Still, it's virtually the same time as my last one, with an abomination of a controller. I feel angry. Why did I try that? Like, I genuinely am annoyed at myself for spending an hour and 40 minutes with that controller. Well, it proves it. Don't try this game with that controller. Yeah. Still, oh well. It's an alright time. Yes. I shall go and have a cup of tea and relax for a little bit, I think. But thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you later on.